It's time to talk about modals. Modal auxiliary verbs. This is the first time when we were able to use two verbs in one sentence as long as one is a modal. So let's take a look at how modals are conjugated and how they work in a sentence structure. The easiest way to memorize modals and their conjugations is to remember them in pairs. So just like we did with irregular verbs like essen ist, sprechen spricht, fahren fährt, same thing applies with modals. Think of them in pairs and it will help you conjugate because they follow a pattern. So here are the modals. Können means can, and its modal pair is kann. Dürfen means may, and its modal pair is darf. Müssen with an umlaut means must or have to, and its modal pair is muss without an umlaut. Wollen means want, and its modal pair is will. Sollen means should, shall, and its modal pair is soll. Mögen means like, and its modal pair is mag. Möchten means would like. It's the modal of polite request, and its modal pair is möchte. Notice it's the only one that ends in an E. Möchten, möchte. So here is the modal chart. If you look at the three white columns, those are going to be based on the modal pair. We, they, you formal, and you guys, the purple columns, are going to be based on the infinitive. So let's take a look at how these are conjugated. Können is the infinitive, and its modal pair is kann. Können, kann. Notice the ich form and the RZS form will always match with no ending. And the do form adds the st, kannst. Just like all verbs, the ir form looks like the infinitive except with a t ending, könnt. Dürfen, its modal pair is darf. It matches in the he, she, it form, and it adds st for the do. Dürfen, darf, dürfen, darf. Ir looks just like the infinitive except with a t ending, dürft. Müssen has an umlaut in the infinitive, but it has no umlaut in the modal pair. Müssen, muss. Müssen, muss. Looks the same in the RZS form. Adds only a T in the do form because the S is built in. And the ir form is müsst. Sollen, soll, soll, sollst. The ir form is sollt. Wollen, will, will, willst, wollt. Mögen, mag, mag, magst, mögt. Möchten, möchte, möchte, möchtest, möchtet. So you can see how important it is to know these in pairs. It will really help you conjugate. All right, let's take a look at modal word order. Modals will go in the position the normal verb would go in. So if it's a sentence, it will go in the second position. If it's a question with a question word, it will go in the second position right after the question word. And if it's a question without a question word, it's going to be in the first position. The other verb will have to go to the very, very, very end of the statement or question, and it must be in infinitive form. That means you are only conjugating the modal. The other verb will be at the end in infinitive form. So I can do it will be expressed as I can it do. Notice where the modal is in the second position and the infinitive verb is at the end. He must work tonight. So it's really going to be he must tonight work. The modal is in the correct position and the infinitive is at the end. May I go? This is a question without a question word, so we're going to start with our modal. Darf ich gehen? Infinitive at the end. Should I call? Question without a question word, we're going to start with our modal. soll ich anrufen? Notice anrufen is a separable prefix verb, but we do not split and flip because the modal rule says that this has to be in the infinitive form. Do you want to come with? This is a question without a question word. Look at all these verbs in English. Do, want, and to come with. We're going to get rid of this do, and we're going to put the modal in the first position because it is a question without a question word. Willst du mitkommen? Another separable prefix verb that will not be separated because it must be in the infinitive form. This one, like mögen mag, is the one modal that you do not have to have an infinitive verb at the end. I like the dog. Ich mag den Hund. Mag is in the second position. If you like something, ich mag pizza, ich mag tacos, you don't need that infinitive at the end. It's the one modal that doesn't require it. Would you like to see the film? Would like is the modal möchten. It's a question without a question word, so we're going to start with that. Möchtest du den Film sehen? Verb at the end in infinitive form here. All right, let's try to translate these. I can't find it. So it's going to be Ich kann es nicht finden. Make sure these verbs are where they're supposed to be. We must do that now. Wir müssen das jetzt machen. Question without a question word. May I call your mother? Darf ich deine Mutter anrufen? Should I do that? Question without a question word. Soll ich das machen? Do you want to come with? Question without a question word. Verb goes first and our verb is a modal. Willst du mitkommen? I like the teacher. This is the one that does not require an infinitive. Ich mag den Lehrer. He wants to buy a car. This is a sentence, so our modal must be in the second position. Will ein Auto kaufen. I hope you remember the modal verbs.